Hey all, Hipper here. So today we're checking out the Graf Spee, and this is a tier 5 German cruiser that's, kind of a mix between a battleship and a cruiser. And, on paper it shouldn't really work, but it does. And also on paper it shouldn't really work with an Agile build, but this is actually one of the more successful Agile cruisers at tier 5 along with Exeter. They're pretty much... Graf, Spee and Exeter, they're pretty much the only cruisers I play at this tier with Agile builds. So let's just have a look at the build here first. I'm using Lichens here with a bot on, but a stock standard Agile build with all speed and rudder pretty much, and on the ship there's not much you can choose, so we just have the steering gears, that's it. 3 of everything, and 5.6 rudder and 32 knots. So Spee is more than 30 knots with this build here, which helps a lot. Without this build, I think it's just so slow that it's really hard to do anything of, value in the ship here. And of course, that means you have to play in an entirely different way. But with this build here, I can play it the way I like. Just like I play Hipper, just like I play Edinburgh, and pretty much any other cruiser with torpedoes. And that is, of course, getting in here and keeping the enemies from grabbing a cap, and then slowly working my way out. And unless my team totally fails, then slowly, getting control of the cap and fighting the enemies back towards their area. So, lots of torpedoes here. So we'll just trick the owner here, because this Spee is fast. Like I said, it's not a slow semi-battleship down here at the lower tiers here. I'm in here in the cap just as quickly as the destroyers, and I pop on my amazing 5.4 kilometer sonar, and I just spot everyone in the whole cap. And I'm lucky here that all the destroyers are over here, so I can spot every single one of them, because down here at these tiers there aren't many cruisers. Well, there's one cruiser with radar, but that's it. Everybody else has to rely on sonar, and Spee is pretty much the only one with a very nice sonar. So jumping in like this, you get to spot the whole red team. It's incredibly satisfying, I can tell you that. Getting in like this and then just catching everybody off guard, and if your team is able to capitalize on all the reds being lit up for a few minutes, because the sonar lasts a long time, it's not like a radar, then pretty much the world is your oyster. So for example, the cruiser over here, he's now pretty much in a tight spot. He's caught behind this island here, and I'm capping, and the destroyers have run away because they don't want to be sonared, and my sonar is still on for another 30 seconds, and I only have like 13 seconds left to cap. So that means there's really nothing these guys can do unless they want to expose themselves. And there's another cruiser helping me in here to get this capping here done quickly, which is always appreciated. And that's it. We have a very, very nice advantage now in this battle here. So on this right flank over here, we have no less than 2 cruisers, 1 battleship, and 3 destroyers, meaning that every single destroyer is occupied over here. And yet, nothing happens on the other flank, and that's just normal in this game here. There's only 1 cruiser defending the whole right portion of the map, and really, my team should take full advantage of that. But I don't know. They're probably all playing the same game as the Reds here are playing, and that game is Let's Kill the CZ. So that's okay, we'll oblige, and there's a very nice hit there, by the way. And we just need to get into a position where I can use my sonar again. And the battleship just fired, so not too worried about him just for this moment here. And then of course this Marblehead here goes unspotted, and obviously no one is spotting. My DD is like the furthest ship away from the action, but luckily the Leander shows up, so we'll take on him instead. We might as well, I guess. And we didn't get any citadels though, but okay damage. So anyway, like I said, I am particularly happy with this build here and the fact that it works so well on Spee because, I mean, this ship is made, which I'm assuming is on purpose, to be very, very slow and very, very hard to handle. I mean, as a way to offset those fantastic cruiser guns it's got here, because it's got, you know, pretty much battleship batteries with the cruiser precision, and that's just awesome. And I like to pop, you know, more oomph into the maneuverability of the ship here, because you can just do more stuff than other than that. If you just keep, you know, like a normal, I don't know, offensive build, you pretty much pigeonhole yourself into, you know, position play, which is boring. I much rather like to be in here in the fray, and of course, don't forget you have like fantastic torpedo armament on the ship here. Like I said, really good, and but also with excellent angles. You can almost fire torpedoes straight ahead, almost. Meaning that if you can ambush other ships, you're going to do really well in this ship here. So the Leander here is just ruining my cruisers, so we need to get rid of him as quickly as possible. And there were 2 cruisers over there, now there's only 1, and in a second there's going to be none, leaving me to fight off these 2 here. So with this build here, you get the speed, the agility, and the turret rotation of a normal cruiser, actually an above average tier 5 cruiser, while you still retain that, you know, massive alpha strike that you have in this ship here, along with the always useful torpedoes. I mean, they're just great, because people always forget about them down here, just like that guy. So that was 2 ships on this flank here, and we were off to a pretty bad start here, but I was expecting the other flank to fall completely, and me getting in, like, you know, crossfired from the middle of the map. But that didn't happen. It seems like everyone's stuck around over here. So my 3 destroyers are all heading over to cap the same cap, and leaving me blind over here. But that's fine. That's fine. I mean, that's why we have an agile build on the ship here. We'll just have to, you know, speculate on where this destroyer is. So the carrier, thank goodness, is there to support me. And I mean, I owe that guy I don't know, a beer, because otherwise I would have had to rely on my sonar over here to unmask the DD, and yeah, I could have done that. He's in range now, but I only have about a minute left on that sonar, so it would have been a bit difficult to find out where he is first of all, and then take him out of the game as well. So he's obviously firing torpedoes here, and with the agile build on this cruiser here, you take everybody by surprise. He is firing now in panic, because he can see that he's not going to get me with his torpedoes. He's probably going to get 1, but had I not had an agile build on this Spee here, there would be no way to survive such a tight spread of torpedoes there. And he's not giving up this cap here, so we're just going to wait for an opportune moment to strike him, because we have like a very long reload in the ship here. I don't want to waste my shots, and I only have 5 seconds left on my sonar, but that's enough, and he is finished and gone, and that's the 3rd ship. So that's pretty much this flank here done and dusted. And in the meantime, the 3 destroyers on the other flank have managed to cap the 1 cap together. So that's amazing. Let's clap for them. Anyway, we have the carrier spotted out here, so we'll get some free damage here in the end. But I mean, the battle is won. We have all caps, and there's only a carrier left, and it's really limited what he can do, really, especially having 3 destroyers left. That's going to be a tough one to take down with a tier 5 carrier. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is an agile Graf Spee, and I've done a few videos on this before, because it's just such a surprising ship to work well with an agile build. You wouldn't think so, but it does. It really does work. So remember, the build is based on aggressive positioning and ambush tactics. So if you're going to stay far away from the caps and bombard ships from far away, then do not use this build here. And that's the Confederate right there. And the high caliber was just before that. Like I said, agile builds are a different playstyle, totally, and you just have to accept that. And that's the fun part. I mean, otherwise, all cruisers pretty much play exactly the same. But it is a resource-hungry build. Of course, you need all the commanders at very high levels, but if you can do that, it's fun. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you out there.